Imagine this. You wake up on your 40th birthday. You pour your coffee, you open your investment account, and you realize something that contradicts everything you've ever been taught about money. You never have to save another dollar for retirement. Not 1 cent. You can spend every dollar you earn from today forward on your mortgage, your vacations, your kids, better food, better wine, and you will still retire a millionaire at 65. This is not luck. This is not inheritance. This is not crypto magic. It's math, and it's called Coast Fire. The myth we've been living by. Traditional financial advice runs on scarcity. It tells you retirement is a giant, terrifying number. $2 million, $3 million, whatever the headline number is, and you're standing at zero or maybe $100,000. The gap feels impossible. So the advice is always the same. Save more, cut expenses, skip the lattes, grind until 65. The assumption? You must push the boulder uphill every single day until the moment you retire. If you stop pushing, you lose. But this model ignores the most powerful force in finance: time. Coast Fire changes the physics. Think of your portfolio like a snowball. In the beginning, you build it with your bare hands, cold, slow, effortful. That's your 20s and 30s. But Coast Fire is the moment that snowball becomes big enough that you can push it over the edge of a long hill. Once it's over the edge, gravity takes over. You don't need to add more snow. The hill, compound interest, does the work for you. The question becomes, how big does the snowball need to be before you can let go? Step 1. Define full. Before we calculate your coast number, we need your traditional fire number. We'll use the 4% rule. The principle is simple. You can withdraw 4% of your portfolio annually in retirement and statistically not run out of money. So, annual retirement spending times 25 equals fire number. If you want to spend $50,000 per year, 50,000 times 25 equals $1.25 million. That's your finish line. But be careful. Most people use their current salary as a proxy for retirement spending. That's wrong. In retirement, you likely won't be saving anymore, won't have commuting costs, may not have a mortgage, but you may have higher healthcare costs. For simplicity, let's keep $50,000 as our working number. So our target is $1.25 million at age 65. That's the mountain. Traditional advice says you must climb the entire mountain. Coast Fire asks, how high do I need to carry myself before the ski lift can take me the rest of the way? Step 2. Run compound interest backwards. Here's where it gets powerful. Instead of asking, what will my money become, we ask, how much do I need today so it becomes $1.25 million by 65 without adding another dollar? We use the compound interest formula. Present value times 1 plus r to the t equals future value. Rearranged, present value equals future value divided by 1 plus r to the t. Let's plug in the numbers. Future value is $1,250,000. Real return is 7%. Years is 25, from 40 to 65. 1.07 to the 25th approximately equals 5.4. That means every dollar invested today becomes about $5.40 in 25 years. So, $1,250,000 divided by 5.4 equals $231,000 to $275,000, depending on rounding and precision. Let's call it $275,000 to be conservative. If you are 40 years old and have roughly $275,000 invested in a diversified portfolio, you are Coast Fire. You are done saving for retirement. What if returns are lower? Valid concern. If we assume a conservative 5% real return, 1.05 to the 25th approximately equals 3.4. $1,250,000 divided by 3.4 equals $370,000. So your coast number at age 40 likely falls somewhere between $275,000 and $375,000. That's dramatically less than the $1 million people think they need today. Why most people miss this?
Because stopping contributions feels reckless. We've been conditioned to equate saving with responsibility. If I tell you, you can stop contributing to your 401k at 40, your brain screams danger. But oversaving has a cost too. It costs the career change you didn't make, the sabbatical you didn't take, the extra time with your kids, the stress you endured unnecessarily. Money has diminishing returns on happiness. If your tank is already destined to fill itself, why keep pouring gasoline into it? The multiplier by age, this is huge. The reason Coast Fire is so powerful is time. At 40 with 25 years left, every dollar becomes about 5. At 30 with 35 years left, 1.07 to the 35, about 10. Every dollar becomes about $10. At 25 with 40 years left, 1.07 to the 40, about 15. Every dollar becomes about $15. To reach that same $1.25 million target, a 40-year-old needs $300,000. A 30-year-old needs $125,000. A 25-year-old needs roughly $85,000. Yes, if a 25-year-old invests around $85,000 and never adds another dollar, they can statistically retire with $1.25 million at 65. That's the power of front-loading. Meet Dave. Dave is 40. He has $300,000 invested. He hates his corporate job. He wants to become a carpenter. Carpentry will cover his living expenses, but not allow him to keep saving aggressively. Under traditional fire thinking, Dave is stuck. Under Coast Fire, Dave already won. His Coast number was $275,000. He has $300,000. He can quit tomorrow, take the lower paying job, save zero, and still retire with his full $1.25 million target. He has even built in a buffer. The real risk, lifestyle creep. We assume Dave needs $50,000 per year in retirement. If that jumps to $80,000, his fire number becomes 80,000 times 25 equals 2 million. Now his Coast number at 40 becomes roughly 450,000. He's underfunded again. Coast Fire requires one thing, a stable lifestyle target. If your desires constantly expand, your freedom constantly retreats. The emotional discipline. The math is easy, the psychology is hard. When you stop contributing, your net worth growth slows. You lose the dopamine hit of deposits. You must trust invisible compounding. Some people hit Coast Fire and keep saving anyway. They end up with 3 times what they needed and deep regret about the years they overworked. Trusting the math is an emotional decision. What Coast Fire really is. It is not about never working again. It is about never needing to save again. It decouples your labor from your future security. Your job becomes a tool to fund your present life. Your portfolio becomes the machine funding your future life. That shift is profound. Your homework. Look at last year's actual spending. Subtract expenses that disappear in retirement. Multiply that number by 25. Plug it into the Coast formula. You may discover you are already there, 3 to 5 years away, much closer than you thought. And that changes everything. The real question isn't, how do I get rich? It's, how do I want to spend my days now that my future is mathematically secure? So tell me, does stopping retirement contributions at 40 feel liberating or terrifying? Because your answer to that question says more about your mindset than your net worth ever will.